This study sought to understand identity formation in adolescent survivors of childhood cancer. 52 adolescent survivors and their mothers were recruited from a university medical center. They were all at least 1 year post-treatment and between the ages of 12 and 23 years old. Most were leukemia survivors. Survivors were compared to 42 healthy adolescents and their mothers from various places, including youth clubs, activity centers, technical schools, and universities. Every effort was made to ensure that the healthy participants were similar in SES, gender, age, ethnicity, and background to the cancer survivors. Researchers obtained survivors' medical records, and pediatric oncologists conducted a disease severity index based on the information. A disease severity index includes treatment history, medical and psychological effects post-treatment, the doctor's subjective assessment of disease, and the treatment diagnosis, age of diagnosis, and length of treatment. The extended objective measure of Ego Identity Status 2 is a self-report scale with 64 items related to identity development. It classifies test takers into one of 4 identities. The lowest level, diffusion, means the person has no commitment to goals, values, or beliefs. They show no interest in exploration or development. The next category, foreclosure, means the person is committed to goals, values, and beliefs, but has not yet explored. The third category, moratorium, means the youth is not committed to goals, values, or beliefs, but is actively exploring and reflecting. The highest category, achievement, includes youth who have explored their values and motivations and have formed a strong identity. The next test completed by participants was the Marlowe-Crown Social Desirability Scale used to prevent self-report bias. The PTSD Reaction Index is a self-report measure of 20 common symptoms of PTSD. Survivors were told to respond based on their experiences as cancer patients, while the healthy group was told to respond based on a significant life stressor. The Adolescent Inventory of Life Events and Changes, or the A-File, is a 50-item self-report measure that records normal and abnormal life events. The test yields 2 scores. Lastly, the participants completed the Perceived Social Support Family and Perceived Social Support Friend tests. The test perceived emotional support from both family and friends. The results showed that a greater number of youth cancer survivors were in the foreclosed identity status. These youth hastily settled on future career paths. They had not gone through a period of identity questioning or value exploration. They had made a strong commitment to specific viewpoints that they adamantly defended. Their values and choices were often highly influenced by the adults and significant others in their lives. The survivors were not as apt to take risks in quest of identity development. The survivors may have come to this status due to decreased cognitive or physical function, or because of treatment outcomes as a result of their diagnosis. Further studies are needed to determine whether cancer survivors will stay in the foreclosed identity status or if they will develop a stronger identity later in life.